pulling up to the fabric store on the Friday after work. Today was a very busy day at work, but I really wanted to get started on a little quilt tapestry for me mum. So I'm here today to get some quilting cotton to do that, because on Saturday mornings I like to have a cozy morning and cuddle with the cat and work on sewing and not leave the house. All I'll say about the Friday night fabric store activity was that it was depraved. The woman in front of me and her husband spent $1,600 at the fabric store because she bought an entire roll of quilt batting. Holy balls. I'm sure you would have never guessed this, but quilting takes so much math, and I just was really brave and I did some math. The quilt is 7 by 7, and I measured my fabric, and basically it turns out with the fabric I bought for the low price of $16, I'm going to be able to make 4 by 4 inch squares for the quilt. So the final size of it is going to be approximately 28 inches by 28 inches. Like, I should have done this math really before I went. It just happened to work out perfectly for me because I eyeballed it really good. It's the next morning. I now have 21 of these full squares cut out, but now what I'm doing is I have 18 of each of these triangles, and right now the task is just that I'm going to sew them together so I can have these half squares, because that's what the pattern is. It's just red, green, and then half and half in different orientations to make the bow. My sewing assistant is here. I don't know if you can see her. I should fire her. She's like sleeping right now. She's being lazy. Okay, I turned the machine because the other way was giving me back problems. All done. So I have all of the squares sewn together, and now it's time to go iron. Because like, look at the bottom. While I've been working, I've been listening to Ed Sheeran's like first big album. Any Cheerios out there? I really like listening to that album in the fall, especially because I don't know why, but in the fall I always think about like death, and like I feel nostalgic and like things are ending and stuff. And I listened to this album a lot when I was a kid, like actually in elementary school, when he used to go on tour with like the loop pedal, and he used to like bust down that and that was such a new sound. I still like listen to the live versions of it because it was so cool and so good. I just don't like his new stuff. That whole album is tied to like important lessons I was learning as a kid, and I'm happy when I'm like reminded of like memories and stuff that you learn once and then you forget, and then you learn it again and you remember and you forget, and we're always learning. Naturally, now I'm laying out the pieces and I'm getting ready to sew. Yay! Now I'm gonna do the last 3 rows, and then maybe, just maybe, I'll start attaching the backing. I genuinely could not be more happy to let you know. Dun, 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 dun. And the next step that I've taken is a little bit unorthodox. I have Frankensteined it together. I think, really, that since quilting originally as an art was meant to be like scrappy and for affordability and normalized, just like piecing shit together, honestly. So this is big enough that I can iron the quilt out and lay it down. I want to shout out this little hummingbird shirt that my sister made me. It's very beautiful. It's beaded. She hand beaded this beautiful, beautiful baby. Done a lot of work. But the backing on, I sewed the backing to the batting, and then I attached the front patchwork via hand stitching these little ties. This quilt's for my mom. My great grandma, her dad's mom, made quilts and did this technique, and so I thought it would be sentimental and cutesy of me if I did that technique as well. I want to finish it. I'm having a plethora of evil thoughts right now. I made the bias tape with my iron and I've been trying to sew it on. I had it all pinned on to the piece, and what keeps happening is the quilt batting keeps slipping out from the bias tape while I'm sewing it, and it's happened twice. I've unpicked it twice. Boo, boo, boo. I'm going to keep going. There's always something in sewing that makes it feel like a chore, not like a fun little crafty time. I'm just so violent right now. It's kind of ridiculous. I need to calm down. I didn't think it would work, but here we are. I guess the only thing left to do is get this wooden dowel in here, boys. I love it. I think this is great.